that information. Sure. Normally when I go to break now, I would say we're going to Fitness Buzz with Gina Gibbs, but you
this
just
is Fitness Buzz.
A Fitness Buzz and special program. So I'm just going to say we'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break. We're back from break, and joining me on the show now is Jerome, who is a former post commander of the American Legion 515 here in Douglas, and also Miss Angie, who is a community advocate and volunteer. She's a Lions Club member and a sponsor of the Leo Club. You all welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here, and we see you a lot in the community, and glad to have you back on the show because every time you come, you have a worthwhile program to tell us about. So today we're going to primarily talk about Wreaths across America. So if you would, Mr. Levin, we'll just start with you, and if you would tell us what is Wreaths across America.
Well, first, George, I want to thank you for allowing me to come, and you do see my face, and it's by design because veterans are special to us, yes. And that's one of our major tasks is taking care of veterans. And second is, I want to thank the community for helping us with last year's Wreaths Across America. Mm-hmm. Without them, we could not have done what we did. Wreaths Across America is a 501(c) nonprofit organization, and it is conducted each year on the second or third Saturday in December in all 50 states and 24 foreign countries. That's it.
I know last year was my first time really hearing of it, and that was when you came around and you were on the show. I think you and Mr. Parsons,
no,
someone else came with you.
Mia
Holland, excuse me, that's right, came with you, and that's when I learned about it. So it was a great program and all, and so we're glad that you're back again. And this time you purposed to start earlier. So we're going to let Miss Angie tell us what is the purpose of Wreaths Across America, so that way everyone is learning a little bit more about it to see why you're talking about it so early.
Absolutely. Well, Wreaths Across America has three purposes. It's a threefold meaning: to remember, honor, and teach. We remember those who have fought for our freedom, who have deceased. We honor those who are still serving and honor those families. And we teach our young children that freedom is not free and that it comes for a price, and that it's our responsibility to be a part of this as Americans.
Okay. Mr. Lovett, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm asking you anyway. Wreaths Across America, is it just for the American Legion Post 515?
No, it's not just for American Legion Post 515. We with one of our new members coming to our post, brought the idea, mm-hmm. and we hosted it 2 years, 14 and 15. But this year, with the effort we're putting in and our goal, we got post 18 and VFW 5976 to join. And of course, we got the continued support from our friend, the CCA Leo Club, mm-hmm. and the NGROTC. Now, with that group and the Citizens of Coffee County donations, that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say I think I kind of already know the answer, because most of your programs, even though someone has to steer anything that we do, and so American Legion Post 515, you steer a lot of community programs, but you bring in great partners and welcome the community to join in. So absolutely. I commend you all for that. What is the goal this year for Wreaths Across America?
Well, the national goal each year is to place a wreath on every veteran's grave in our national cemeteries. Mm-hmm. That's throughout the 50 states and 24 foreign countries.
That's a big goal.
And that's a big goal.
And a flag.
Mm-hmm.
And a flag. Now, the post goals are the goals of this team, the Veterans Organization and Angie and the CCA and NGROTC, is to place a flag and a wreath on as many veterans' graves of Coffee County as possible. And I use the word of Coffee County because some lessons learned last year is there were family members that had a relative in one grave, mm-hmm. a cemetery, another one in another cemetery, and because we were doing one cemetery, right. we missed that family member. Mm-hmm. So this year we're going to take on several cemeteries. And of Coffee County again there are some veterans from Coffee County that's buried on adjacent county lines, like Oak Grove for one.
Okay.
So many from Coffee County there, so we say of Coffee County, not in Coffee County. So Angie said it right, every veteran is with the goal, but realistically we'll do as many as we can.
Do either of you know like how many grave sites that would entail to determine, I guess, how many wreaths that you're trying to get sponsors for?
Right now, what we've identified is 34 graves.
Cemeteries.
34
cemeteries.
34 cemeteries. Of that 34 that we've identified, there's over 1,300 grave sites. And now that's 21 of those cemeteries that we have not counted. Now, we're walking each cemetery, counting each headstone. Now, we may miss some. So here tell again is the family members and the community need to tell us if there's a grave somewhere in a cemetery that may not be marked. So we'll do our best because we're actually walking and we see the headstone and we're told we put the flag and wreath on that grave.
Like this past year, we were in the City of Douglas Cemetery. We put out over 700 flags and wreaths, but we've also found out since then that there were several that we missed, and we didn't miss them on purpose, we just didn't know about them. So there are several that are unidentified. Like, we live in a digital age now, so if we have service members that pass away now, we obviously can identify them. But if it was like World War II or Korean War, World War I or before, some of those are not marked, but families know that they're there, but we need to know where they are.
Are you working with the cemetery managers or the community to gain that information or to start records on who's buried in those cemeteries and have counts?
That's a great goal.
Yes.
Well, here's what we do know at this time. Henry Milholland has a book that has a lot of this, and that's old data,
Yes.
and some new. But what we've discussed is as we walk the cemeteries, and I know for sure in Nichols at the Nichols City Cemetery, that caretaker has identified every veteran as we counted their name, and so we're gonna, hopefully we can record those and get that documented.
Okay. Well, when will this Wreaths Across America program be held?
Well, this year it's going to be December the 17th, and at the City Cemetery at 11 a.m. And each year, this is going to be an annual goal, by the way, is to do this every year, and at the City Cemetery because of the large amount of veterans. And let me highlight here: one veteran is not more important than the other one. One cemetery is not more important than the other.
That's
They're
right.
all equal.
Absolutely.
We just, from experience that 725 or more versus 20, we hold the ceremony there.
Okay. Now, the wreaths that we're talking about, people are watching and they're going to learn about this program. Are the wreaths free?
No, the wreaths are not free.
Okay. What would someone have to do?
Just like our freedom is not free, those wreaths are not free. They are $15 a piece, and they actually come from Maine. Isn't that right? They come from Maine, and it is where they do Wreaths Across America, and they actually have a tag that says Wreaths Across America and what it's for. We're going to do fundraisers. We're going to get an early start this year. We're going to do fundraisers throughout the community. Broxton's going to have one soon. We're going to sell some pork plates. We're going to have some raffles. Any group that wants to help, CCA is going to have a fundraiser in October for just specifically for this. But any churches, businesses, organizations, individuals, high school groups, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, anybody that wants to do this, we welcome the partnerships. And we look forward to the partnership so that we can continue that remember, honor, and teach with our children.
Well, before you all leave today, be sure to give contact numbers on how someone can call you to get those forms. I know you probably have some with you now.
He does.
Here somewhere,
He
I'm
does.
sure. If not, Mr. Levin or Miss Osteen, they'll be glad to get you a form because that's what it's all about. So even if a person does not have a family member who's a deceased veteran, they can just sponsor a wreath.
Absolutely.
That is, we're hoping everyone in the community. Well, first of all, Douglas Coffee County has been good. They contributed when they didn't really have a dog in that fight. But veterans is everybody's fight. I believe.
Absolutely.
So everyone can give what they can, and that's what they can is appreciated.
Okay. Now, when would you like for the forms to be turned in? Because what you're saying, they're coming from a great distance away. I'm sure you need to place your order by a certain date. When would you like to have all the forms wrapped up and sent in?
November the 15th, sent in. Now, the application we have, all of the literature we're putting out, got information to tell people what to do and how to do. Now, Angie had mentioned that fundraisers, and the first one is going to be specifically for the City Cemetery in Broxton.
Okay.
So if someone wants to sponsor a specific cemetery, or when they contribute, they want to say, this is for the Douglas City Cemetery in the memo. Or if they want Nichols, it's Nichols City Cemetery, and we will manage that because every veteran that's identified and sponsored, we will ensure that veteran gets a wreath.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. The December 17th date that you gave, is that going to be a ceremony at each cemetery, or one and then one at one main cemetery and then you're going to branch out that day putting the wreaths out?
Okay.
You can't call yourself too much.
Here's what we discussed, and that's why I said the ceremony will be at the Douglas City Cemetery.
Gotcha.
But coming up to that, December 7th, each year, we're going to put flags on all the veteran graves. That's Pearl Harbor Day. So again, we're going to do that as a team. See, all of this group is a team. We're working together with fundraisers and getting it out. So when the wreaths come in, we will do a cemetery. And we may load it as a group and go do another cemetery. But they all will be out by December the 17th. And we do the ceremony at one location.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds like an interesting program. Once you place the order, how long would it take for the wreaths to come in?
We have no control of that.
No control of that.
But national, normally, well, historically, the last 2 years, about a week prior to the ceremonial date, they will get in. And we hope they give us a week lead this time.
But you will have your volunteer teams assembled and ready to go whenever they do arrive.
Yes, and I was talking about cemeteries. A person from each post is identified to go to a cemetery and identify the contact person and the group organization responsible for that cemetery and work with that community for that cemetery. And that will be, when the wreaths come in, that person take the wreaths and they put them out in that cemetery. So that we hope that plan works.
But now, we don't have to have somebody from one of the posts. I mean, like, I'm going to oversee DeBerry Church and Bethany Holiness Baptist Church Cemetery. I'm going to personally go out and walk that. And that we have a deadline of March the 1st to know which cemeteries want to participate in this. So I'm going to go walk those and identify those veterans, how many we have out there. So it doesn't necessarily have to be them. I think that we should, as American citizens who are grateful for our freedom, we should take that responsibility and go out and say, look, you don't have to do this. We want to help you. So we're looking for those people who say, there's a cemetery out by my house, or I go to this church and there's a cemetery there. Our youth group would like to sponsor that and say, we'll go out and mark that. We'll make sure that those flags and those wreaths get put out.
Boy Scouts.
Yes.
Girl Scouts.
Any civic group with looking for service hours.
Absolutely.
That is how the NJROTC and the Leo Club got involved. That's what they're doing.
Okay. Well, any other comments about Wreaths Across America that you all want to share before you leave today, and contact information?
I just personally think that this is one of the most wonderful things that we can do for the men and women who have fought for our freedoms, and for their families who are left behind, and for those that are still currently serving. This is one of the most patriotic things that anybody can do. A wreath costs $15. If you started now and put a 50 cent a week up, you could sponsor a wreath. What a great thing to teach your children is to this is our wreath jar, and we're going to put money in here, and let's see how many we can sponsor. There's no reason that we should not have a wreath on every single grave that is from Coffee County, the veterans of Coffee County. It is the most patriotic thing we can do. It's a way we can say thank you for your service to our country. So it is near and dear to my heart, and I hope it's near and dear to the heart hearts of those who are watching this that we need to do this. We need to have a renewal of patriotism. Even if we don't agree with what's going on in Washington, we can let these men and women know that we support them and that we love them, and we're thankful for them, because I'm so thankful for your service to our country.
Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Lovin?
Well, I thank you for having me as always, and
You're
because
welcome.
we do our best to get information out. And as we mentioned, we started too late last year. One of the concerns I have, and my friend brought it to my attention, we need sponsors.
Yes.
We need sponsors, to say, I would do that cemetery, or I would do 15 graves. If we do that, then we can remember those, because, there's a saying, all gave some gave all.